Welcome to Las Vegas. I'm Leanne Moyers.
And I'm Ken Fetgater.
We are here at Market. We have had a fantastic set of summer markets. We started off in Dallas, went to Atlanta, of course, and are here in Vegas. And this is one of our most fun things to do because we get to share with you what our top 100 sellers were.
I know this is always an exciting day for me too, Leanne. It's great to see all the pieces and it's so interesting to see which items make this list.
You know, sometimes we kind of know ahead of time. Like we were talking months ago that insect decor was going to be hot for this year. But when we look at 7 of the top 20 or 6 of the top 12 items are actually insects, that's great to see.
It is. And butterfly is leading the way, but the rabbits have been doing well this year too.
Rabbits are doing fantastic.
And birds.
And fountains.
And fountains, so many different items.
Well, let's start in this first part of the showroom. Let's work our way around here and we'll point out the top sellers as we get to them. The first one happened to be these rabbits.
Yes, and I think what makes them popular is the marble finish. I think marble is starting to come back in home decorating. And the interesting part of this is how they're flat. They're dimensional, but they're flat. So they give you so much more interest as you position them on the table.
Yeah, I like those. They did very, very well for us. They are in the top 20, those rabbits are. We've got another set of rabbits here, and we have a singular rabbit. What's the difference between these rabbits for you, Ken, as a designer?
Well, as from a designer, the color is what jumps out at me. The first one is we're looking at is the single one, and it's got that deep, rich, antique gold that has so much added value to it, and it's just, the sculpt is modern, it's contemporary, and then we're showing this other assortment of 2, and it's the finish on it, the color that makes that one different. It's a brighter gold, and I think I gravitate to the antique gold more.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just think it just adds so much more value.
But they both reflect so much light, and I think that's what also makes them popular.
Now, that singular rabbit actually ended up ranking number 60 in our top 100, but then our butterfly sprays, I mean, they're in the top 25. Let's talk about them and what makes them amazing.
We have a couple older sprays that have been in the line for a couple of years, but they have just taken off this year. And they're beautifully done in shades of blue. One of them is darker blue with a light blue. The other one has sort of a terracotta orange with the blues and grays on it. And then our new butterfly has the lighter blue with almost a chocolate with it that I think is interesting. Yes.
Well, this one's the one that was a bestseller from last year. It is ranked number 5. But the newer one, I kind of feel like they're bigger butterflies for one thing.
They are, but they're also so much fun because there's so many of them on the stem. It's so easy to work with them to make arrangements come alive and explode.
Yeah, I love them. I love them. But let's talk about the table accent butterflies too, because, you know, when you're talking about over 900 new SKUs coming in 1 year, plus all your returning bestsellers, to make this top 100 list, you've got to be the top 100 out of about 3,000 items.
Exactly. And we have 2 different versions here. We have the set of the moth butterflies, which has more of that antique gold finish, and they are ranked number 1.
Number 1. If you are a retailer out there and you're thinking, did I have those in my list? You need to get a hold of your Melrose sales rep because those butterflies need to be in everyone's store.
Yes, they're beautifully done. They're sculpted. I love how their legs keep them up off the table. The extended legs that raises them so you really see the beauty of them.
They're just elegant.
They are. They're beautiful. The other single butterfly that we're showing there, I think what makes this popular is the positioning of it. It's raised off the table, angled, but you see all the detail on the wing, and it's got that brighter gold, and it reflects a lot more light.
I do like it. It is ranked number 48. I do like it as a standalone. Like if you were just going to have that on maybe a sofa table or something like that just by itself. I do kind of like the number 1. I like the caramel color butterflies.
I do too.
We have some more butterflies here. These did not make the top 100, but I would like people to be able to see there are some other butterflies for you to consider if you're getting into the insect decor. But what was really popular in our top 100 happened to be these canisters.
Oh yeah, the canisters are great. They're exclusive pieces, and they're done with artwork from William Morris. And we have several items with that William Morris artwork this year. The canisters have done quite well. It's a great combination combination of the deep forest green and the deeper navy blues with all the detail on it. But Leanne, you told me what you really like about these containers are the tops.
I like the wooden tops. I mean, I just think it really finishes it off. I do like that, you know, sometimes you'll see a container and you just don't have all those finishing touches, but having the black on the inside, I think that it's just that finishing touch instead of a raw metal.
Exactly.
I like that. And then I also I really like these wooden tops. I think they're wonderful. I think it's great how these all nest as well.
Exactly.
Well, let's slide on over here. Let's talk about a couple of sets of rabbits that are wonderful, that are returners for us.
They are, and they're awesome pieces. The taller ones in the back have that beautiful, almost aged cement look to it. They're rustic, but the sculpt itself they stand very tall and regal.
They really
They've been popular for a couple of years, but this year they've just really climbed. And again, I just think it's because people are reaching for nature again and bringing our insects and animals into our homes. The other set of bunnies are a little smaller, which means the price point is going to be a little lower too. I know. But the coloration on them too, they look rich and regal, antiqued.
Well, they have
Beautiful
personality.
finish.
Like on this one where how he's got his little paws up to his face. Yes. The set in the front, the darker set that is smaller, is ranked number 55. The other set is ranked 50 in our top of 100s. That's pretty darn good.
That's awesome.
Okay,
That's
let's
great.
talk. I don't usually like to talk about the product wall because it's just not pretty. It's not designed. But we're here and we've got a couple of sets of pods that are doing very, very well in our top 100. Let's talk about the green and the blue.
Well, these pods are doing well. And I think part of it is this color combination that we brought in. And the pods, they're larger, they got detailed on the end of them. They're great pieces, and they're a bundle. And you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Making it a bundle, it makes it easier for you just to pick it up and drop it into a container. But Leanne, share with them what else you can do with these.
When we were in Atlanta, I kept seeing the sales reps splitting them up, and they were taking that little piece of, and I keep calling it kind of a twig spray, those new ones that we have. They have a little bit of that green moss, and some of them have a little bit of that blue lichen color in there, and they really play well together. So the sales reps were showing other customers, hey, take this little piece of the spray, put it with a pod, and pop it into a bud vase. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and they're so versatile, using them as the bundle or splitting it apart.
Now, green and blue. Blue was our top seller out of that set between the blue and the green. The blue was ranked 19, the green was 37.
Well, I think that goes back to the trending color blue. It's popular. It's all over the market right now.
True.
Blue is the #1 favorite color in the world anyway. I prefer some other colors, but I like all colors.
Stick with blue, kids.
But
Stick with
blues are popular, and I think that's part of it. And this is new for us this year, this blue enhancement on a collection. So I think that's part of why people are gravitating to it.
On the wall is the foliage vine, but I like to see it better over here because, and I renamed this last year. You did a great
Yes, you
video
did.
with me because it's the enchanted forest vine, because to me it's enchanting. But then what Melrose did is they went out and they picked up those other 9 new stems with little bits of green and little bits of lichen on it. And then you guys just went crazy decorating with it.
Oh, we did. And they're so easy to work with. Just drop a few in a vase like this, add a few ferns to base it, and then our new top-selling butterfly that's on there, and that chocolate and brown just rising above all the branches.
You know, that enchanted forest vine last year made our top 100. This year it's number 27. I really expect that to be around for a while, just because there's just so much you can do with it.
I agree.
What did you see next? You pointed at something to me.
I
You wanted me to see?
these birds over here,
these
we got to
birds are?
share those. Those birds, I love the color on them. They're almost a patina green color, almost a sage, but they've got a lot of earthy colors coming through it too, with sort of the browns into the
And I
the
just
wings
found them.
and tails.
I just found them on our list. They are number 89.
They're so cute. They're fat, but they're fun.
They're fun.
They're plump, not fat. They're plump.
Well, we're going to slide back around in front of Tailored Oasis really quick and show some more birds, not quite as round as those birds were, but happen to be higher on our list. As a matter of fact, these birds right here ranked number 9 out of our top 100. What do you like about them?
I think they're a little more whimsical. I think that's what I like. And the colors on it, bringing in all the blues and greens, little hint of that golden brown on there. But I think the expressions and their characters what make them so popular right now.
And then Janet right now is showing you a set of them that are kind of the same. They have that glazing on them. I like the glaze. Now you like the color, but I kind of like the glazing on them. I just think that gives them a little bit of a polished look. But these are 112, so they didn't quite make the top 100, but I think those might come back next year, and those might kind of be in there.
And up here on the wall, Leanne,
yes,
these prints we need to share. Botanicals are great for wall art, and we've never brought it in just the blue shades, and I think these botanicals are done so nice. The quality's good, under glass, nice frame, good
color
pieces.
frame.
Yes.
It's not just the raw wood look. It's kind of got a little bit of that, grayish white tone to it. These are ranked 15. So for wall art, if you're looking to add wall art, wall art is going to go up as a category 5%, 5.6% a year for the next 5 years. So if your store is not currently selling wall art, that's something that you need to talk to your Melrose rep about and get introduced to wall art. But those were 15 out of our top 100. Let's shift.
Okay.
Let's go into this collection. Let's move over here into woven, and let's talk about this front table and some of the, because it's loaded.
It's loaded, and there's several things on here that are top sellers. And since we've been talking about some of the animals or the insects, let's just start with the little bunnies on the front there.
And they are so tiny, aren't they?
But the detail on them, they almost look like they're carved out of wood, and I think that natural look to them is what people are gravitating and being drawn in with. They
are number 21 on our list. Now, rabbits, we talked about this. If you really look at the categories of things that sold very well for us in the top 100, rabbits, they're just definitely in there.
Yes, rabbits, birds, insects, all the life from the outside. And then there's some more modern pieces that you might want to accessory your home with that we've introduced this year, and it's some of the links, but the knot has been really popular, and I wanted to move this over and share it with you.
Well, you know why I think that is? It's easier to know what to do with, because all you have to do is sit it down.
Yes, you know what? I never thought of that. I think you're right, because it's a great little sculpt, and it's very interesting, and I believe it's ranked in the 60s, isn't it?
Oh, Steve, how about 61, Ken?
Okay. I knew I was really close. I was trying to remember.
I'm not tossing you a little number there, you know? Yes, it's ranked number 61. That is the link knot that is there. We knew that chain links were coming up. I think they're an emerging trend, but I will have to say it's emerging slowly. And I think a lot of stores like to hold off on something that's that new, and they like to buy it the second season. I kind of think that's going to happen with the links. What do you think?
I think so too, and we've introduced it in a couple of different collections. This happens to be in the natural with the wood. We also have some pieces that are made out of resin in the darker, almost bronze or black finish.
Right.
So there's different options for different type of decorating.
Let's talk about the pottery here, because everybody that stopped and looked at the pottery, or at least talked to a Melrose sales rep, found out that it's made with
paper.
Paper and chalk.
Yes, it's paper pulp, and it has a chalk paint finish to it, and it's so popular right now. And we offer it in seven different SKUs. So there's so many different styles to pick from, and they're all doing quite well.
They are doing well. The highest rank, though, is number 90, and it's this one right here in the back that has those handles there that are filled in. I think that's an interesting aesthetic.
I do too, and I think what really is exciting to me for these pieces is they look artisan or almost handcrafted. You can almost see where their fingers have actually molded this and made it, and I think that's just a great characteristic of the pieces.
I did notice in Atlanta when I was there, when people would walk through here and they would pick them out, they'd say, want it, and then the sales rep would say, which pieces do you want? And they would always pick 3 or 4. They never picked all 7. They would pick one of the larger vessels, something in the medium size, and one of the smaller ones. I think that's common, especially, you're just trying to pick something pretty quickly when you're at market.
I agree. When we offer so many different SKUs that are related, that happens all the time. But a lot of it has to do with the space inside your store. You can't take it all. So you're trying to pick out the most popular or what you think your customer is going to gravitate to.
Well, that larger one did not make our top 100. It was 114, so it was really close. But I think people really wanted to make a statement with that larger piece, but it was the smaller one there with the handles that did very well.
And that's probably price point once again. I hate to put a dollar's tag on things, but sometimes that's what we're driven by when we're buyers.
Sure. Janet is showing you right now some of our new fountains. Well, some of our top selling fountains, I should say. There are two right here in the woven section. This one is ranked number 5 of all the products. And we do have 9 fountains in our top 100. And the second one that she is showing you is actually ranked number 18. So both of these are very contemporary, aren't they?
Oh, they are. And the clean lines on a modern look with like no color, just like sand or earth. It's just beautiful pieces.
You know, when you're picking fountains, you need to be able to hear the waterfall. The sound is very important. The look is important, but also the lighting.
Oh yeah, that's part of what makes our fountain so popular, because people love the light, so you can see the reflection of the water and the light gleaming through it. It's a great effect.
If you're listening and you're wondering, I don't know, maybe your store doesn't sell fountains, we do have a tutorial on the things that you're supposed to look for when you are buying a fountain. The material that it's made with is also very, very important because of the water aspect. And so having the modern material composites is kind of part of that. Make sure to go and watch that video. Let's move over here and take a look at some of the top products that are on this shelving unit.
Well, once again, we have to talk about these birds. The great outdoors, the animals from outside, but these birds are fun. I love that
I like them.
Yeah, I love that they're shelf setters. The long or elongated legs on them just make the character of them. They're beautiful.
I like the eyes.
Oh, okay. I go to the legs.
You went to you're a leg man. I'm a lady with likes the eyes. Is that what we're saying? These little birds are ranked number 22. Also on this top shelf, we're going to see some of our laser cut lanterns for the first time for our walk today. But we had a lot of laser cut candle holders or lanterns that did very, very well. Only a couple sets that were white that made our top list. A lot of the sets that made our top 100 had a black finish.
Yeah, they did, though. The white finish here is beautiful, but it's got that gold undertone to it, so it's white with a little bit of that reflection of the metallic, and we know how important the metallic pieces are in home decorating today.
But this and softens the leather. I do think that sets it apart.
That just makes it modern, and it's just a great, great look. And then under there, we've got some other candle holders where we've actually trapped botanicals in glass. This is real, actual botanicals, and we've introduced these, I believe, last season, and they did quite well. A couple of them are still doing well. They're all doing well, but a couple of them made the top 100.
We'll point out the one for Janet there, the one that is the top seller.
This one is right here.
And you know, I think it's because it took about a year for people to realize that is a real botanical, and they dip that in the layers in the glass in order to preserve that. And that is something that once you tell your customers, then they just go, oh, yes, I've got to have that.
Yeah, it's a great look.
Well, we're still in woven, and we still have a few more of our top 100 sellers. The butterflies are number 4.
Yes, again, that natural feel with that chalk paint that's brushed over it, wiped off, so all the detail of the veining of all the wings come alive. And I love how they stand up off the table.
Oh, me too. I love those little flat feet on them. Yeah. That's the ones you want to be flat-footed.
That's right.
You can put them anywhere. And then right below that, we have our wicker woven bunnies. Well, they're rabbits, and they're pretty tall, but they are ranked 97.
Yeah, they're fun. I love the sculpt of these and how they're positioned. I think they look fun, like they're doing something, but they're so natural with that chalk paint again washed off it.
A little weathered.
And then a little of the raffia bow on there. I think it just makes it more natural in this setting.
I agree. As we pass these vases, these are not on top 100. I just want to say I like them.
Oh, I do too. Again, that raw wood with that brushed white glaze or white finish.
I just think they're exceptional. Let's talk about the wooden flowers, because it's that same look. It's that kind of weathered look. It's got a little bit of that cottage white, a little country white.
Exactly. And they're made so they can stand up, as you can see, but I laid the one down in front because I think it's interesting when you position them in your stores or in your home for a little contrast. Lay one down. I think it makes it a little more talkable or interesting. And then above them, on that shelf above them, we've got to share these two little kittens.
Yes, the non-breed specific cats.
Yes, and just the clean lines, no face, no detail, but they're beautifully done sculpts for anyone that decorates, that loves cats, or even that modern influence if you like that in your home today.
Well, just gift giving. I mean, if you're gonna, you know somebody that has a cat, they love cats, and so it makes a perfect gift because you don't have to match the coloring to the cat itself.
Exactly.
Okay, we've got a couple more rabbits here, and these both, even though they're two different SKUs, have hit our top 100. We have the smaller pair, which has actually done the best. And there's something very unique about these rabbits. You want to talk about their ears?
Yeah, I think it's the gold touch on their ears and even on their nose a little bit. It's got like an overspray of gold on that cream base, and it just brings them alive. They reflect a little bit more light because of the metallic on there, but it also gives them sort of a sense of being special and regal.
I agree. I mean, it's just a little bit extra. And, you know, as a store owner, they're always saying, well, what makes these a little bit more special than something else?
Yeah, and
or something that you get a big box. And it's those kind of
definitely
finishes.
just that little touch of gold on there.
Well, the pair is actually ranked number 40, whereas the taller bunny is ranked 105. So both of those sets of bunnies are doing fabulously. Now, Ken, we have some other animals that are doing quite well.
Yes, that's in the bird family, but it's a surprise. It's coming back. I know several years ago the owls were really, really popular. I think they're coming back, and we introduced some new owls this year. And this one pair down here at the bottom,
they're ranked 54.
54. They're actually bookends, and unfortunately, I didn't have a book to put in there. But
I could have brought you a book.
I didn't have one, but I need to get one. But I think they look great too, just without a book.
Well, or just with some Melrose
I love
papers.
the scope. I love their feet up in the air.
I do like that.
And then the other versions of the owls that we brought in too, they're doing well too, but they didn't quite make that top 100. But they're sculpts that coordinate with it.
And you know, my sorority in college, owls were our mascot. And so I've seen lots of owls in my day. So I know that there are always people that collect the frogs or the cats or the owls or things like that. So don't forget that when you're picking out the animals that you're going to feature inside of your store.
And Leanne, yesterday I got the opportunity to go to a seminar, and they were talking about decorating in homes, and they said that one of the newer trends is everyone's that are building homes, they're getting these bookcases that are put in, and so you have limited spaces, almost like shadow boxes. So the people are looking for smaller items, and here at Melrose we brought in so many smaller scaled down items, and they work perfectly for this type of home decorating and where the trend is going.
And I did buy bookcases this year.
You did? See?
And I did go and pick out some decor to put there, and my plan is that I want to rotate it. I want to put some in, take them out, and that is how I'm going to do a little bit of my changed up decorating.
Well, let's share with them another idea to put into one of these shadow box bookcases.
Okay. So we talked a little bit about the white laser cut lanterns that we had. Last season, we had some bestsellers, and they happen to be these right here, and these are in our bestsellers top 100 again. But this year we brought in some different designs because we found out that the black with the gold finish in the inside really works well with our Fia Flame lights. This is our top seller in our top 100, and that ranking, I'm going to pull that up for you, is number 23. And then the one that's right above it that I just showed you first was 39. And then we have another set of candle holders that's 41. And a lantern that's in the top 100. I mean, these are just doing gangbusters.
Oh, they are. They're great pieces. The detail on them with the light glowing through it, and that gold really sets it off. That contrast and that deep dark black with that shiny gold inside. And, you know, Leanne, when we look at these, we have two different colors of Fia flames to choose from, but I gravitate to the orange because it reminds me of going to the great outdoors when you've got a campfire or whatever. I see that orange glow of the fire, and it makes me comfortable. So I like the orange one, and especially in these pieces with the black and the gold.
You know, we also have to talk about the Fia Flame. You know, they're the flicker. You know, there's three different settings here. You have the solid, you have the radiant, where it gets brighter and then slower, moves to that, or then you have the solid. And so, to me, I'm with you. For home decor, I definitely like the orange. I like the warmth of that it provides. But for holiday, I always switch and I like the white.
The white, they do look better with
Why is that?
Well, we decorate decorate a lot in home with red and green and white, so the white
Yeah.
lights look better.
Yeah, that's true. But I think if you're going to bring in the black lanterns and the black candle holders into your store, especially because of the reflective, make sure that you're picking up your orange Thea flames to go in there.
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay, so we've got 3 small things here in this area. Let's start with the vessels here on the corner.
Again, we're talking about scaling down for some of those nooks and places in our home. And these 2 pots have that glaze on it with just a little contemporary pattern of black. They're great pieces, just simple. I like them empty, but just a little simple twig or
that
maybe
little
grass.
pod that we showed, the
Yes.
pod in green or blue. I mean, you just snip off the end and it's perfect.
Well, it is, but they're great pieces, again, with just a little color, but more of a modern influence.
They are in our top 100. I love those. I also love these butterflies. They are in our top 20. These are on the cover of our catalog too, and they are just exceptional.
Well, they were one of the first pieces that I saw come into our line this year, and so we picked them out to take them to a special photo shoot so we could utilize them on the catalog. And they're just fun. And I love how they're elevated a little bit up off the table, giving a little perceived depth to it.
Well, see, they've kind of got it like a little angle. So, I mean, it's just going to...
And the back of them are done very nicely with the gold finish also. But the detail on the wings on the front are what really makes them interesting. And then over here, we've got to share these little pot holders.
Those are cute.
Yes, yes.
You know, you can put them in your pocket and just pull them out, put them on
Yes.
a candle holder or a pot. They are ranked number 32, the dogs. The butterflies are ranked number 13. So for you that are looking for those top ones, the butterflies were 13 and 32 on our pups there. Fantastic. Now let's talk about a bestseller, though, that we've had for a long time.
This is probably one of my most favorite pieces we brought on the line a few years ago. And it's these sculpted botanicals. They're made of metal. This finish happens to be an ivory finish. We also have them in sort of a mixed metal where they're silver with a wood base on them. They're both great pieces. I love the expression of the botanicals done in this metal.
And these are ranked number 44, but if you're following along for the last few years, they've been in our top 100 for at least...
Yes.
I've worked for Melrose for at least 4.5, 5 years, and so they've been in there since I've been with Melrose.
Yes.
So quite a long time.
And talking about botanicals, this is our #1 botanical stem,
Yes.
and it's the
Well, I called it the silver dollar, but you called it something
Lunaria. That's the botanical name. See, I
Okay.
have a floral background.
else. Okay,
so,
see, and I just called it the silver dollar.
It's
and
a silver
it's
dollar
ranked number
plant.
14 in the spray form. So the spray, I think a lot of our retail stores, they see a lot of value in that,
Oh.
but it does come in the wreath and the garland.
Yes, it does. And that spray that's got so much volume, it's just one stem in a little vase, and you've got
Just
a centerpiece.
right here. I mean, you
Yeah.
just mix it with some of our new little twiggy, well, the ones that have the knots. I love the ones with the
Exactly.
knots. It's easy. It's simple. It's done.
Great pieces. And then we have to share some of this artwork too that also brings in the Lunaria or the money plant.
So you're just going to keep saying Lunaria. Just till
You're
it
gonna learn
sticks
it.
with me, isn't it? Next time I'll be saying Lunaria.
Okay. But the wall art here, they're fun too because they've got that dark black background.
Right.
It's got the bright, clean look of the Lunaria in that creamy beige color, which is popular in home decor. And then the stems on here is what's exciting to me is brushed gold.
Yes, I
and
do
so
like
it just
that.
gives that little glitter in there that makes it special.
It's like the bunnies. Like it's just that extra little piece that you've got to pay attention to in order to know, oh yes, this makes
Yes.
it different than others. On the front of this nice cabinet that is new for us, we do have the ivory butterflies or moths, because I think they're moths, but they kind of look like butterflies. Very elegant again. And you know, we had the caramel colored we showed in the very beginning. I do like this set.
Oh, I do too. I almost wish they would have brought it in some other colors.
Now that would make it hard. Do you think it'd make it difficult?
No,
to
I just
fit?
buy them all.
You get all of them.
Yes, I think they're great
Well,
pieces.
the caramel ones were ranked number 1 out of all the new products, and then the ivory ones here are ranked number 3. So if you are a retail store and you do not have either set or both sets in your order, you're going to need to add them because this is something that is selling hot, hot, hot. We knew Insect Decor was going to be good, but these are really exceptional.
Yes, they are.
Beautiful, beautiful. So let's finish up here talking about, this was the year that Melrose brought in some new suppliers to us. And with that, we saw some exceptional value in wall art, and we also saw some good pricing.
Oh, yes, yes. And Here's some more of our new artwork that is really popular this year. And
I do love that
you
piece.
mentioned the technique with the framing on here
Yes.
that you really like. It's the stretch canvas that's offset away from the frame inside, so it gives an additional perceived value, another line of color there. But it just looks interesting. It's more of a modern technique that they're doing. The piece up at the top, the larger one with the containers.
Yes.
What number was
It was
that
number
again?
28.
28.
I mean, that's high.
Yeah, it is.
Now, tomorrow morning when we go to the other home and garden showroom for Melrose, it's across the way, we're going to show you the top new wall art piece, but that one was the second. And then third in our list is this pair that Janet is showing you right now that she's coming down the wall with. Not as large a pieces, not with the offset framing, but it does have that nice contemporary small frame, a thin frame around it, but it is wooden. And so the new suppliers is different for us. You know, bringing in and going globally and finding people that are not new on the global stage. They're very experienced and very reliable, but they're new to Melrose.
Exactly. And we just keep looking and looking until we get it done right. And,
You know,
and we're doing that now.
And putting people through quality control, because
Yes.
there was a big meeting in Quincy earlier this year. I got to kind of go in at that time and see kind of the standards and the products that don't make the cut. We're very particular here at Melrose.
Yes, we have to be, because we want to serve our customers and we want to serve ourselves. I mean, that's our name. And
Well, your
we're proud
success
of it.
is our priority, because if you're not successful, we're not successful.
Exactly. We have to work together. We're all a team.
Okay, before we leave, if you did not know this, Melrose was recognized this week here at the Las Vegas Market for having an outstanding showroom and one that customers should not miss when they're here at Market. Big kudos for Melrose to be able to have that honor.
It was. We were very honored to get this and surprised, but it just makes it all worthwhile. Just getting that, plus having people come in and share the excitement of our showroom. And that's why we do it, and we want everyone to come to our showroom.
Our showrooms are on the 6th floor in Building C. We are 618 for holidays, 606 for home and garden. Ken and I are going to be back again tomorrow at 9 o'clock, and we're going to start all over again. We're going to show you the stuff that's across the hall.